maybe giving my Discord 3 options to pick from was a bad idea, because that's how we chose this book. I'm horrified. I'm terrified. Thank God I don't like Peeps. If you like Peeps, this is your time to run and go. Like, there's no saving the Peeps after this. Unless you're into this, then maybe this is the best thing that's ever happened to you. Not to me, though. Thank God. Ugh, I hate Peeps. Ugh. We are going to be discussing today I'm reading it from the cover right now, an erotic, sentient candy romance titled Mating with Mallows. I should have run right away. Characters in this story that are important. There are office employees that I don't give 2 shits about, okay? We have Cece, our main character. She hates Peeps. She does not like them. She wants everyone to leave her alone about Peeps. That's our main character. And then we have the Peeps, which I think are blue and pink. God, I'm seeing more than I want to right now. So 3 characters. Cece does not like Peeps. Blue is a Peep. Pink is a Peep. And I swear to God, their names are blue and pink. And that's it. That's all we get. We open at chapter 1 with Cece in her office, where her coworkers are trying to bully her into trying some Peeps. And, like, why you would want to bully your coworker for that, beyond me, because Peeps are disgusting and I will die on that hill. They are fucking gross. So here's the thing that really gets me, and I'm kind of unsure if this is a fan of The Office, because the character's name is Cece and they work at a small town paper selling company, and the way that I immediately went, wait a minute, Cece is Pam and Jim's daughter. And the paper selling company is just a little too on the nose for me. So if this person is not a fan of The Office, this is a wild coincidence. Like, insane coincidence. Now, Cece goes through this whole spiel of, I, Cecilia, and Reynolds do not care for sugar. Jelly beans didn't cut it for me. Neither did those chocolate eggs stuffed with cream. But the worst were the sugar-coated marshmallows, which all of the candy she described, I'm on board with her hating, because, ugh. Unless it's like Reese's Pumpkins, holiday candy is just not the vibe for me. I can't stand holiday candy. It's just, they're gross. They're gross. So she's dead set on not having this candy, and her coworker still not having it, until one steps in and goes, you know what, that's fine. We'll move on from it. Then we get the trauma dump. We're going to find out why she doesn't like Peeps. It all goes back to when she was a child, and she went and broke into the cupboard and took a marshmallow Peep from the package and started eating it, and her mom got a phone call. Her father was leaving them. And that moment she heard her mother scream ruined Peeps forever. She said it tasted like ash after that, and she could never have Peeps again. Honestly, that saved her a lifetime of suffering in that respect, but that's a different argument. So she's got this, like, deep-seated hatred of candy. I don't know if it's all candy or just, like, Easter candy, but, like, she's got some deep-seated distrust of this candy. She discusses considering going to a mental health facility to discuss with a therapist all of the trauma that's, like, deeply rooted in this candy aversion, and possibly why she is the way she is, with her father being gone and never showing up for anything, never showed up for a softball game, birthday parties, anything, big event in her life. And he never called, he never reached out to her. He just disappeared that one day that she happened to be eating the Peeps, and now she's forever turned off by Peeps. In more ways than one at this moment in time. Instead of calling the mental health facility, she decides to go get her for dinner and go home and be done. But while she's shopping, she sees the Peeps on the shelf, and, like, something in her brain is saying, just get it, just throw it in there, and just try one, you might like it. Which is weird, considering she was just talking about calling a therapist. Anyway, so she picks up a pack, and it's got, what, how many? 8? 10. 10 flavors with 5 different shapes to boot. She picks up a 4-pack instead, puts that in, like, the very bottom of her basket, and moves on and goes home. So now she's back at home and she's trying to talk herself through this panic attack she's having over eating these Peeps. Like she is trying to do some like strong power through mentality with it and struggling to get to a point where she's 100% comfortable with it. So she just goes, you know what? I'm going to take advice from my coworker. I'm going to take one out, put it on a plate and put it in the microwave because coworker says that's the best way to eat it. But then something in her brain goes, you know, it needs a friend. So let's put 2 on the plate and put that in the microwave. And then she puts it in the microwave for 20 seconds. And once it dinged at the end of the 20 seconds, the microwave fucking explodes and she's knocked off her feet. So she's disoriented, looking around the house going, what the fuck just happened? Like, am I okay? Is that building on fire? Am I gonna die? And then she hears a deep, sensual voice. It says, that's better. And I'm going to read this to you because I could not come up with this no matter how hard I tried. There in the middle of my kitchen stood 2 hulking marshmallows. No, to call them marshmallows would be an understatement. These hunks were anything but mere mallows, standing at least 6 feet tall, not including the ears. Really important that we know that bit. Dripping with muscles coated in fine dust of neon sugar were 2 incredibly sexy marshmallow bunny men. They admit, we've been waiting for you to free us all evening, and now this is our time, and this is deeply uncomfortable for me. They have giant dicks, by the way. In case you were wondering, I, once again, was not wondering about the size of a marshmallow's penis, but here we are. She apologizes for neglecting them, and then she says, who are you? This part really messes me up, okay, because the implications of what they're saying deeply disturbs me, especially with what's about to happen. We've missed you, Cecilia. All these years we've watched you pass us by, never giving us a fair chance until today, being denied the feel of your lips, the flick of your tongue. And then they say, that's a good girl. And then she says to herself, I didn't need him to say it twice before I took the finger. Okay, we're not going to read that. Absolutely not. So Pink is in front of her, like, rubbing her face with his sugar-coated hands. Because they're covered in sugar. Because Peeps are covered in sugar. God, this is disturbing. And Blue comes up behind her and starts massaging her shoulders. Then the hands that are massaging move down. This is a heavily highlighted section that I just need to read to you. And she says, please, I gasped between hitched breaths, and the mallows seemed to know exactly what to do. A choreographed dance of the sugar plum dick. This has to be the weirdest line I've read to date in one of these books. Anyway, they take her to the couch. Blue tells her to kneel. And then Pink asks, have you ever been with 2? To which she admits just once at a sloppy frat party. And 2 men a long time ago. Well, buckle up, sweetheart. We're not normal men. Yeah, you're fucking marshmallows. And this should not be a thing. Okay, so now they're on either end. Eiffel towering, I think is the phrase. I can't. So she's getting it from both sides. And thinks to herself, I've never been so full of marshmallows in my life. And then there's something about a few beads of marshmallow fluff while she's sucking marshmallow dick. I can't do this. So Blue's in the front and Pink's in the back. That's important knowledge for this. The words enormous sugary schlong. There's a lot of things that people have highlighted in this section, and I think we all need to touch grass and hug a tree. Because this is insane. The phrase, to say I licked him like a lollipop, seemed inappropriate in this context because he was so much more. The thing that really, I struggle with is, if they're made of sugar and they taste like sugar, think of the hygiene issues you're going to be dealing with. That just screams UTI and infections down there. Ugh. And the fact that she says, feeling the telltale trails of pink coating he was leaving behind. Oh, here we go. The best line in the whole book. The 2 cocks in either end of me, pinning me in place like a rotisserie chicken. We could have never read this book. If my Discord community wasn't so fucked up, we would not have had to read this book. So they're all about to finish, and she's considering the future with these marshmallow men. Girl, you are being impossibly attached to marshmallow men, and you're questioning your future with them. The marshmallow men stilled, quieting as I swallowed the remnants of blue on the back of my tongue, letting it linger before fully accepting his fluffer nut into me. So now that they're done, it's aftercare time. And, you would think that this being a sentient object, that they would just disappear. No, they were in her bath, but they're careful not to touch the water because they're sugar, they're going to dissolve. It's kind of like when the raccoons put the cotton candy in water and then get confused that they disappear. I feel like Cece would have this moment of where did they go if they touched the water, because she's so just not with it. Okay, so now that she's a little more coherent, she's talking to them about how great that was. And they're like, do you see what you've been missing all your life? I'm sorry. If that was what I'm missing from Peeps, no thank you. I don't want it. You can keep your Peeps. But there is something in this book that really is actually a wholesome moment. And not multiple holes, but like a true happy, wholesome moment. At the very end, she says, I saw the error of my ways. One bad experience in my past didn't have to taint my future. I could be more than the sum of other people's mistakes. I could grow and learn and start anew. One way or another, this was going to be my future. I would microwave the rest of the pack tomorrow. That's fucked up. Wait, she got a pack of 4. Oh, she's gonna have too much fun tomorrow now that she knows what she's in for. Oh my god. But also, I need to know. Is the microwave okay? Because it exploded. And did it explode because the marshmallows expanded into men and so it went poof? I have questions. And that's the end of the book. It was how many pages? Most of the other books that I've discussed on this channel so far have been longer. They've been about like 90 to 100 pages. This got right to the point. They did the thing. They fucked. They were done. The end. We learned a lesson. I'm actually kind of happy we learned a lesson, because if I had to read this and not learn a lesson, I don't think I'd be okay. I think I would have suffered greatly. One would say I'd suffer more than I already did. What are my thoughts on this book? Well, it's got everything. It's got trauma. It's got candy. It's got giant sugar bunnies fucking some woman, a life lesson, and it's short. We love a short story. It did solidify my hatred of Peeps, and I will never be recovering from that. So thank you, Nora, for that. I don't know if my mic picked up the police sirens that just happened, but the police are on their way. Oh my god. How do I feel about this? Not great. Not great. I hope if you watched this, you did not like Peeps, because those are going to be ruined forever now. And I'm so sorry about that. I'm so unbelievably sorry that I ruined that for you. But also, seek help, because Peeps are disgusting. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Are you wanting to put Peeps in your microwave to see if they turn into giant men? Are you willing to risk the UTI that you will get because of fucking marshmallows? Please don't fuck marshmallows. What? I'm not a better person after reading this. Actually, I might be, because of that little bit at the very end. I think I improved as a human being after reading this. Not a lot, but it kind of like canceled each other out in the end. So, we're back at square one. Anyway, are you now turned on by the thought of microwaving Peeps? If so, seek therapy. I think if you're here, you need therapy anyway. Oh my god, can't believe that we did this. Do you have an erotic novella or a short book that you want me to read and discuss on this channel? Please leave a comment down below. I am just dying to know what's out there, and I'm afraid to taint my search history with looking for more. Please leave your suggestions down below, and I will see you in whatever godforsaken book I read next. Anyway, goodbye!